It's about that time.
Sports, rap. Turn on. Then it goes a little something like this.
Everything sports culture. Sports, sounds, and sneakers. And now, Sports Rap Live. That Rapp. Andrew Martinez. And DJ God.
You're live.
Welcome to Sports Rap Live, everybody. We are here at Junction Bar and Grill, 160 West Gray, in the shadow of downtown Houston, Texas, that is, home of the H-Town Sneaker Summit that is right around the corner this Sunday, in fact, at Reliance Center. And of course, Kadoma's going to be stopping by later, as always, to bring us our Sneak of the Week, number 129, and some tales of the Rat Pack adventure from Wednesday night, I'm sure. And we're also going to give away 2 tickets tonight live on the air for the H-Town Sneaker Summit this Sunday from 3 to 8 p.m. at Reliance Center. So make sure you guys stay tuned. I'm going to let Kadoma give those away later on. And of course, if you guys want to get in on any of the action tonight, y'all can chime in at 713-212-5790. And as always, be nice to Bob. He takes good care of us, and we want him to take good care of you. Absolutely. Hey, we're going to take you around the world of sports, sneakers, and sounds. And this week, the president took us around the State of the Union. And you know what? On the contrary to some of our sister stations' beliefs, it's looking pretty good for the incumbent, for the home team, right now.
You can find all that talk on 740.
That's right. And we'll look at the state of the sports union tonight throughout the show and give you some good ways to improve the United States of sports. I'm really looking forward to this because there's a lot of great things happening in the world of sports, and there's a lot of things that kind of make you cringe a little bit.
It can be improved. It can always get better, and I think we're going to talk about some ways that, some of the different sports that are going on right now. We'll also touch on baseball, how they can maybe improve their sports a little bit.
Absolutely. We'll open up the rap sheet and give you our initial thoughts on the Super Bowl that's going to be played right in the heart of the house that Peyton built in Indianapolis, Indiana on February 5th. And we're going to talk later on about Peyton Manning and the dark days ahead, for some would call. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous if you hear the talk coming out of Indy, forgetting that they have the number 1 overall pick and Andrew Luck coming out of college.
They also forget how fortunate they are to even have Peyton Manning and to be getting Andrew Luck. You know how many teams would kill for 1 good quarterback, much less 2 of them?
Well, there are some teams that are being mentioned.
Think about a city like Cleveland. When's the last time they had a good quarterback? Or even Chicago? There's so many cities that are still starving to have even a good team, and I think Indy fans really are sort of spoiled, of having that long line of success with Peyton Manning.
Well, there's another Manning playing next weekend, of course, in the big game, and we've got our special guest. You guys have heard him call in live, and he is here straight from Brooklyn, better known as Crooklyn. That is the boy Premium Pete, and he's rocking his New York Giants jacket.
Don't make us use the dump button, okay?
Listen, it's wartime. It's Super Bowl time. Really, it's Pro Bowl time the week before, but who's really caring about that?
Bettors, degenerate gamblers,
yeah.
That's about it. And you just bet the over and you win.
Yeah, okay, yeah, absolutely.
Well, Pete, we want you to share your thoughts on this Giants team. They got another chance to cap off this season with another ring.
Yep.
And that would be 2 for Mr. Eli.
Elite Eli.
And you can't spell elite without Eli.
That's correct.
For sure. And I know we have some Pats fans in the Sports Rap Lounge here at Junction Bar.
We're not paying attention to them.
That they're going to have to disagree with you, and maybe we'll get in 3 good rounds later on. Coming up in 15 minutes, we'll discuss the NBA, now that the season is really starting to take shape. And there's a new Battle of LA apparently out there in Staples Center.
No, there's not. They're still the Clippers. And their name is the Clippers. They're not the team, okay? Donald Sterling owns them. They're not going anywhere. I don't care who's on that team. The Clippers are going to stay the Clippers.
Well, there's another team that looks to be going places in the East, and that is Miami, and they continue to win without D. Wade. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about how the Knicks are looking a lot like the Jets right now. If you want to compare them to another New York team.
How's that trade working out, Adam?
Not too well.
Yeah.
1 point just ain't gonna cut it there in the Big Apple.
And I'm so happy that David Stern, allowed, stopped the first trade with the Lakers so that we can have this trade, because it looks like the Hornets are benefiting so much from this better, improved trade. They're terrible, Adam.
3-14?
I don't, something like that. When your record is close to pi, 3.14, that's not a good sign.
Not at all. Most importantly in the NBA right now, one of the hottest teams in the NBA and in the West especially is your Houston Rockets. Woo!
That was not a good look for them last night against the Bucks. No, it was not. We watched a good chunk of that last night on our adventure field trip, but it was not. Oh, and we saw one Samuel Dellenbear last night. Fun fact. Did you guys hear about his little bathroom misadventure last night to start the second half? He had to take a little pee-pee break. Maybe number 2 break before the second half, so he missed the first 3 minutes of the second half.
Maybe a number 3 break.
Yeah, and the lead the Rockets had got cut into because he was in the bathroom. Well, so I mean, handle your business, dude. You got a halftime, use it.
Literally. Well, we'll talk plenty of NBA later on. Andrew, I know the Martinez report is going to be packed with some college basketball tonight. We're going to take you to the hardwoods of the top 25 action. And then we're going to jump over to the baseball diamond right after that and see what's cooking. There's some home cooking here that we need to talk about in the hot stove. Right down there at Minute Maid.
Yeah, Astros are making big changes. Jim Crane, the new owner, is talking about maybe ways they can improve the team. Part of our State of the Union stuff. I think he's trying to bring a new face and a new sort of not swagger, but just a different flavor to the team. That maybe could be in a name change, a logo change. So we'll see what all that's about. Maybe it's just marketing.
Yeah, maybe it's just trying to get a buzz. Aren't we all?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, then later on, guys, we're going to wrap it all up with our bad rap. And I want to hear Premium's Pete bad rap this week since you're live here on Sports Rap Live. But right now, we got to open up the rap sheet. And if you want to jump in and talk to Premium Pete or any of us here at Junction Bar and Grill, call us on the Silverleaf Ghost Pepper Hotline, 713-212-5790. And the rap sheet, as always, is brought to you by Diamond Supply Co. and DiamondSupplyCo.com. If you want to get your shine on, make sure you go to the website, man. They got the SRL promo video up there on the homepage now, of course, with Bun B. And my favorite Bun B track of all time, the Trilogy, is in the building. We're going to hear his thoughts later on some Super Bowl talk with Premium Pete. I'm looking forward to that. But if you guys want to hit us up on the Twitter, we'll be following Twitter.
On the tweeter.
Hey, my man Premium Pete goes hard on those internetos and on that Twitter. So if you want to hit us up at Sports Rap Live, and that's rap with 2 P's.
Don't press in.
No, you can go ahead and press in to us, please. Thank you, Herm. It's at Sports Rap Live, and that's rap with 2 P's. So make sure you guys tune in, and if you want to call in, jump it on, man. But let's start with your NFC champion, New York Giants. Premium Pete, what were your feelings immediately after the game on Sunday?
Amazing.
Wow, pause.
No pause to that. No pause.
No, you literally paused.
Yeah, I did pause. You know what it is when you have a team that played like garbage, lost 2 times to the Washington Redskins. You should never, if you lose to the Washington Redskins for the past 3 years, you should consider yourself, very, very, very of a trashy team. And that's how I felt at one point in time when they were losing to the Redskins and they were losing to teams that they should have beat. Your defense had holes, and you remember the middle was open all year.
Your run game was
blown coverage. Brandon Jacobs, he's still doing it. He's just bumping into people and fall.
But he threw a fit in the middle of the season. There was a little tension between him and management, even.
Yeah.
Well, I would too if you were the last rated running game in the NFL after having so much success over the last few years pounding the ball.
Yeah. The greatest thing I think about the Giants is to watch the run. And I give credit to DTI on this because he basically had their back when they needed it the most. He was like, listen, I'm rooting for you, and I believe that they're going to pull this off. And then next thing you know, listen, in any sport, you could lose 4 games in a row. But then you could easily win 4 or 5 games in a row. And the defense got healthy, everyone came back, and listen, Pierre-Paul, this guy is the X factor, man. Uzi back, strip sack, You know.
Who else has a coach that lives on the hot seat like Tom Coughlin?
Well, I mean, that's New York for you. I mean, listen, I remember when the Rangers, 94, won the Cup, Mike Keenan, I mean, he brought a cup, the Stanley Cup, you know, supposedly the most coveted trophy in sports. White gloves, red carpet on that Madison Square Garden ice, and he was still on the, you know, they wanted him out, you know. Tom Coughlin is always on that.
Let me ask you this. Where do we rank Eli Manning on a list of current NFL quarterbacks right now, whether or not he finishes the job on the Super Bowl Sunday?
Top 5.
Yeah, top 5. I'd probably have him probably 3rd or 4th behind Brady and Rodgers. I mean, he's really climbed the ranks. If he gets this one, obviously he's going to have another. Win or lose, he's still the same quarterback. You know, it's just another thing on his resume. You know, he's still going to be the same, you know, as far as his accuracy and his throwing ability and whatnot. So I think top 5 for sure.
All right, I'm going to ask you guys, give me 3 keys for the Giants to win the game against the New England Patriots.
Pete, you want to take this?
Yeah, I'll take this. Jason Pierre-Paul is 1.
Okay.
The running game needs to get started. I mean, you can't rely on Eli. I mean, that's something I want to put towards what you were just saying. But Eli, I mean, think about it. This is a new quarterback. Like you said, he's the same. Yeah, I mean, he is. But he has really stepped up to a point where, like, you basically can feel that he's going to win a game coming down to the end. Like, I don't know if I felt that way in the beginning, in the 4th quarter.
Well, it's the complete opposite feeling from like a guy like Tony Romo, how you're like, you know what, how are the Cowboys going to lose? They're going to lose this game. You just don't know how. It's coming, though. But with Eli, you feel like you've seen him so many times, even going back to the Super Bowl throw to David Tyree in the last Super Bowl, his evasiveness is just, I think that's maybe his most underrated value or like characteristic. It's his evasiveness.
Yeah.
Well, hey, since it is the State of the Sports Union address from Sports App Live, in 30 seconds, Pete, give me the state of the Giants today going into the Super Bowl on February 5th.
They look great. I think that I think they're going to beat the Patriots by a great denominated number. I think the Giants are going to put up over 30 points on the Patriots.
To get some head shakes.
And I believe that they're also going to knock Brady around a lot.
Well, we're going to talk about those Patriots. We're going to talk a lot more NFL with you, Premium Pete, Andrew Martinez, DJ Gons, myself, and the whole Rapp Pack here at Junction Bar and Grill. You guys stay tuned. We're going to switch gears a little bit. We need to talk a little bit about the basketball season and the state of the NBA coming out of a lockout. So you guys stay tuned. We'll be right back on Sports Rap Live.